I wake up every morning looking forward to opening my laptop. Even if I'm working on a piece of code that I've worked on before, I can look at code that I wrote 3-4 years ago and think this could be done better. The thing about tech is we learn, we unlearn, and we relearn. But there's no such thing as failure if you learn from that experience. My name is Mahmoud, and this is my story. I was about 14 when I first got access to a computer. So I did it more as a hobby and built personal projects, small websites for family, friends. And I gravitated into corporate world, and then went into project finance. My job specifically in the company was every time we got a document for technology that needed to be financed, it was my job to study that technology and then be able to explain it to the board of directors. Because I was the executive director for technical in the company, which was a nice place to be. But for me, it took a lot of courage for me to say, look, I need to chase this now. Because I don't want to look back and say, what if? What I love most about what I do now is it plays to my passion. My favorite client project to date is actually the one that we are working on now. I joined as a front-end engineer, even though I had previous back-end experience. But the back-end of my current team is very complex. It's written in Rust. And I had never written a line of Rust before joining the team. And Rust is not the easiest language to grasp. But when you finally get to it, it's beautiful to work with. And so getting to that point in my career where I can actually work on both the back end and the front end, I can take ownership of features from back to front. There's a quote by Bruce Lee where he said, you be like water. So if you pour water in a jar, it takes the shape of the jar. It's important to be like water and be able to, change with the times to stay relevant. While I do try to stay updated with the latest and, best technologies and way of doing things, I also try to weed out what I don't need and then deepen my knowledge in the things that I need. So I do mixed martial arts as a way of pushing myself beyond my comfort zone. It was important for me to put myself in that position, be vulnerable, always try to learn. And I do it with my kids too. I take my kids to the gym. They see me roll, they see me lose fights, they see me win some. And then you learn perseverance, because you have to have the courage to go back in after you've lost a few bouts. It puts you in that mindset of always wanting to be better at not just the MMA aspect, but in life in general. My biggest inspiration, I would say, is family, to inspire them to follow their own dreams and support their dreams. My son, he's 15. He's also interested in software engineering. He writes a column in one of the teen newspapers in town here. And so I'm trying to encourage that creative mindset, whatever it is. I want to nurture whatever talent that my children show. And so if my son continues his interest in being a software engineer, then my job is to continue to support him. When I found out about Andela gave us opportunities that no other company was doing. You are working with quality engineers. I have someone who worked at NASA for a bit. Our DevOps person, a brilliant young lady from Egypt. If you meet anybody who has ever been part of the Andela team, they go on to become world-class developers. Andela gives you a lot of information on personal development, career development, how to, build yourself and get the best out of where you are. I think Andela was one of the first companies that gave us over here the opportunity to be part of the global work community. Andela is the future of work.